Hi everyone, I'm here in my workshop and today I wanted to talk to you about why you should change your bike chain and how to know when. So when I first got my very first road bike, I never knew the chain was actually something that needed to be changed periodically. So about 2 years later, after riding the bike, I had no idea why the chain was dropping. I was having trouble shifting gears, and then took it into a shop and found out the chain was well stretched. So here's a standard bike chain. Different components are the outer and inner plates, rollers on the inside, and then pins that hold everything together. So basically over time, as you're putting tension on that chain just from pedaling, you're going to stretch all those components and the chain basically develops wear. And so the space between each link gets a little stretched. The issue with that is the chain is made exactly to fall with the spaces on the teeth of the cogs, and same thing on the chain ring. And so as the chain gets stretched, these spaces are going to start landing at different spots on the teeth. It's going to be less efficient. Eventually it's going to stretch to the point where it's no longer hitting those spaces and it's going to start dropping down, or you're unable to shift back up. I do also want to mention that as your chain stretches, if it gets too stretched and starts hitting these teeth at the wrong spot, it's going to wear those teeth down. Same thing with your chain rings. If you let your chain get too worn that it's now wearing down your cassette and chain rings, you're going to be out a lot more money. So it's best to keep your chain changed regularly, and also prolongs the life of your cassette and chain rings. So if we don't want to let the chain get to that point, then basically how do we know when it needs to be changed? So there's a simple little tool, basically a chain wear indicator. You can get one for a couple bucks off Amazon, or a local bike shop maybe has one. But it will have little indicators on it. You can see down at the bottom, there's a mark for 50%. Then in the middle, it's about 75%. And then all the way up at the top, 100%. Okay, so chain wear indicator tool. The back is going to have a little hook. You're going to hook that into any link there and give it a little back resistance to hold it in place. And then on the front, just drop that down. Now, if that is hitting the outer part of the next roller, you're good. It's basically indicating that it's not even 50% worn. Now, over time, as the chain stretches, this is going to be able to drop down in there. And when you get to the point that you're 75 to 80% worn, that's when you want to change your chain. If you're getting all the way down to that 100% mark, you're so well worn, you might experience things that I had, such as the dropping chain and difficulty shifting. Some other things that can affect the lifespan of your chain. So as you're riding, some grime and grit and dirt might get up in that chain. And as all that gets into the little components, it's going to wear those components a little bit quicker. When you ride, you should be cleaning your chain regularly, wiping it down from all that grit, and keeping it lubricated.